Okay, this is going to be a demonstration and review video on the GE 15 cycle 3 wash and spin combination top load washing machine. As you can see, I mean, this is all pictured on OfferUp, but I just want to give you the round around, and it is model number, so you can see that model number WHDSR315DAWW, serial number ending in 632, G as in George. Hopefully you saw all that. It's underway with the review. So as you can see, I mean, this machine's in really good shape. Got a couple little scratches in it where it's, you know, sat in its home, but no major rust, no major defects, so off we go. I just set this on cottons, which is normal, and I got it on light, I've got it on cold, I've got it on medium load, just because I don't need to overdo this thing, but I'm going to go ahead and start it. See, water flows perfectly. Again, I'm not really able to see my phone, so I don't know if it's that visible, but hopefully you can hear it and see the water going in. I'm going to go ahead and pause until we get to the agitate cycle in order to fill up a little bit. Alright, just a side note, it's full of water. Just want to let you know, if you see below here, no water leaking anywhere, and the basket is halfway full per the setting of medium load. I'm going to go ahead and start the agitation cycle. Okay, so here's the thing with these GE machines. Pretty much all of them that look like that on the control panel. My review part of this is that they're a little louder than normal. However, that might be because they're industrial too. So as you can see, we've got clockwise spin with the agitator and counterclockwise, clockwise spin with the basket. You can see it's disrupting the water pretty good, moving things around. And this is about the time that I feel that I need to mention why I'm pricing it the way that I am. And that is because this timer on cottons, this timer sometimes gets stuck right about here, which requires you to bump it forward. Just grabbing the bezel of the dial and bumping it one click forward. I've tested this thing 4 times now, and it's done it 2 out of the 4 times. So it might be starting to go out, but I'm pricing it that way because the timer replacement on this is real easy. It's basically these screws right here. You got a screw here, screw here, screw here, screw here. And then I believe you got to take off these 1/4-inch screws right here and here. There's 4 of them, which will give you access to the timer. There should be 2 Phillips screws. So enough about that. I want to go ahead and go to the next cycle, which is the spin cycle, to show you that the pump works and that the basket does rotate. And as you can see, the water coming out of this hose is clean and clear. And this is the hose that goes to this machine, as if somebody would do another hose from another machine, but you never know. I like to keep it honest. And you can see the water level is getting lower. This is an HE emulated machine, which means that it saves energy by pumping the water out first before it spins the basket, because that really takes a wear and tear on the motor, uses more electricity, so on and so forth. So in that review aspect, I give that 5 stars, because this is a little bit of an older machine and they had the foresight to be able to pump the water out first before they spun the basket, which is pretty much all the Kenmore 70s, 80s, and 90s series. They just spin it with the water in it. But those machines do last forever, so I mean, it's your choice. But this will definitely use a lot less electricity over time and almost immediately. So I'm going to go ahead and pause until it's drained. As you can see, the basket's almost empty now. And I'm going to pause it until it's drained and then start it when it starts the spin cycle. And here we go with the spin cycle. I intentionally, if you've ever watched one of my videos before, intentionally unbalance these machines to see how bad they move around. Like if you look at the level of this machine, you can see that it's lower in the back than it is the front. sitting on 4 different levels of concrete. Not extremely different, but as you can tell by the basket bezel right here, that's about center, so it's sitting back and to the left of the machine. This is actually one of the quieter machines of this type that I've actually reviewed, so that means it's going to be good to whoever buys it, because these things usually have like a roller coaster sound right about now when it gets up to high speed, and this one is not. I did not mean to go 5 minutes and 30 seconds, but I wanted to be thorough and give an explanation. So if you're like, well, why was this machine cheaper than your other ones? The timer thing, and you know, which is not a big deal. It doesn't affect the functionality of it. It's just got a little dead spot on the timer that occasionally will need to be bumped forward. And I've offset the price on this unit to include a used timer from eBay, if that's what you want to do now, later, whatever. So I'm going to let you listen to this thing at its loudest with the lid open. I think the wind out here is actually louder than this machine. It's pretty quiet. I don't know if this machine was used that often. Well, so I'm not telling a whole story and making a 7-minute video out of a top-load washing machine. I'm going to go ahead and conclude this video. You know, if you have any questions or comments, you can go ahead and post them below. And if you're looking at it to purchase on OfferUp, then feel free to hit me up on OfferUp. And as always, you know, you can follow me on YouTube and on OfferUp at offerup.com/profiles/SWFL for Southwest Florida. So I'm going to conclude the video. Thank you for watching. Hope it wasn't too long.